Nigeria is the world's second producer of ginger. This product has over a century been the economic bulwark for farmers in Kaduna State, especially the southern part. Before the granting of political freedom in the 1950s, ginger once constituted over 25% of the gross domestic product of the former northern region. In July 2023, over 2,500 hectares of ginger farmlands were attacked by fungi, rendering the green leaves to scorching brownish color. The prospect of ginger farmers who had hoped for a bountiful harvest simply vanished, leaving on its shrill stories of lamentation and heart-rending moments of gloom and despair. To most ginger farmers, the fungal infections brought huge financial losses and turned the prospect of their financial prosperity into dark clouds.
I was within removing the grass. After 2 days, I discovered change in my ginger.
The ginger that I know used to be greenish in color was gradually turning into yellow.
So I went in to check in. I discovered something was happening. Little did I know it was fungal attack.
This is a foreign disease which in my life since I was born I have never encountered, I have never seen.
So I was thinking it is lack of enough fertilizer. The moment I applied the fertilizer, within 1 week, my ginger collapsed.
Applying the chemical fertilizer after 3 days, the whole ginger turned into red in color. Gradually, it dried off. What will he do? He fainted.
I started receiving calls from other local government. This is what is happening. This is what is happening.
So many people apply different chemicals. Nobody has ever said it's getting better.
I picked some of my officials so that we went to evaluate the level of the damages, the level of the infection. It was terrible. In some local government, women were crying.
And I know a person too that died instantly when he saw that outbreak.
Because ginger is our source of income, socio-economic. We do not have any means of getting money apart of this ginger.
The ginger plague that has enthroned hopelessness is now attracting the attention of critical stakeholders and key players in the ginger value chain. The fungal attacks on ginger farms have attracted visits from the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, then led by its Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Ezra Yakusak. During a visit to some of the affected farms in southern Kaduna, the former NEPC boss lamented the loss of about 10 billion naira caused by the fungal attacks. He emphasized on the need for key players in the ginger value chain to rise and ensure problem was tackled. The Kaduna state government, on its part, engaged researchers to probe into the cause of the disease and recommend means of combating the plague that has destroyed the ginger farmlands.
Ranks the highest in ginger production in Nigeria, contributing to Nigeria's place as one of the largest producers and exporters of ginger in Africa. The outbreak of the fungi pathogen infection has destroyed several ginger farms such as this one, causing a serious setback for ginger production in Kaduna and threatening Nigeria's position on the global charts of ginger production. This fungi infection on ginger farms has devastated livelihoods of numerous smallholder farmers in southern Kaduna. What was once a thriving, lush ginger farm has now become a mere remnant with all its leaves shriveled and lifeless. Ginger has emerged as a highly coveted produce in Asia, Europe, and America, contributing significantly to Nigeria's foreign exchange earnings. In the second quarter of 2023, Nigeria's ginger exports reached an impressive 10 billion naira. Now, a concerning issue has arisen as a fungi pathogens infection is affecting ginger production across numerous farms in Kaduna State.
Statistics showed over 2,500 hectares of the ginger farms were affected, and it's an unprecedented loss that hit our farmers. And honestly, it's troubling because Kaduna is the main producer of ginger in the country. We do more than 85% of the ginger in the country. And Nigeria is the second largest exporter. So it is quite troubling, and I know even the global ginger market will be hit by this sad event. As it is now, harvest, we are not expecting anything close to 30%. Nothing less than 10 billion naira has been lost if you check what we ordinarily should expect from the 2,500 hectares. Not less than 10 billion naira.
In an attempt to salvage what is left of the hope of hundreds of thousands of ginger farmers in southern Kaduna, AgroLock Farms, a key and age-long player in the ginger value chain, has created the Ginger Intervention Initiative Committee under the chairmanship of Alhaji Samaila Maigoro to rally critical stakeholders to mobilize funds for the purchase of seedlings and inputs for farmers. Arising from these attacks on ginger farmers, Senator Sunday Katung Mashal and Rep. Amos Gwamna Magaji have both raised motions in their respective chambers to draw attention of the federal government and related agencies of government.
It notes that the ginger has been grown in the southern part of Kaduna State since about 1927, and it has steadily increased in its importance as a valuable commodity over the intervening years. The Senate further notes that Kaduna State ranks the highest in ginger production in Nigeria, contributing to Nigeria's place as one of the largest producers of ginger in the world, with a production average of more than 300,000 tons during the 5-year period from 2014 to 2018, and a global market share of about 11%, trailing only India. Cognizant that as a subset of the agricultural sector, ginger production has a significant impact on revenue generation and farmers' income, thereby reducing the rate of poverty amongst the local farmers of southern Kaduna and the country at large. Also cognizant that apart from its revenue-generating potential, the consumption of ginger has many health benefits ranging from the prevention of stomach ulcers, the reduction of nausea and vomiting amongst pregnant women, to chemotherapy treatment for cancer patients. Worried that the 2023 ginger season in southern Kaduna has suffered a significant setback due to an outbreak of fungal pathogens infection, destroying over 2,500 hectares of farmlands estimated at 10 billion naira across 7 local government areas of southern Kaduna, thereby significantly threatening Nigeria's position on the world chart of ginger production. Also worried that this devastating and unprecedented ginger pandemic affects Nigeria's non-oil export performance and is already affecting the lives of many individuals within the affected communities of southern Kaduna because ginger is the source of livelihood. Disturbed about the public health risk of this deadly disease because research has revealed that organisms that affect plants may develop some sort of host jumping with mutation or development of the mechanism switching over to the host and the pathogen that was earlier infecting plants changing and affecting human beings. Senate accordingly resolves to mandate its Committee on Agricultural Production and Rural Development to interface with the hierarchy of the National Agricultural Quarantine Services and the Supervisory Ministry, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, towards conducting an immediate on-the-spot assessment tour of all affected areas of the ginger pandemic in southern Kaduna State. Call on the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention to immediately coordinate surveillance systems to collect, analyze, and interpret data on this disease towards the prevention of further spread of the pythoniosis. Also call on the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to immediately and as a matter of particular urgency provide palliatives to the affected ginger farmers of southern Kaduna whose means of livelihood has been completely crippled by the disease that has destroyed their production of the rhizome.
Who second the motion ably moved by Senator Katung on the prevailing condition in ginger production in southern Kaduna. The farmers of Kaduna South are contributing towards the global ginger production. And it is interesting to note that Nigerian ginger is highly rated in the international commodity market, most particularly in the Middle East and the Far East.
Kutemeke muni ina zambi inga haske a Kaduna. Hey, ba mu san yanda za mu yi ku taimake mu ku ga ma gwamnati suna da halin taimako dan Allah ku taimake mu domin mun mutu mun kare karatu yaran mu ya fadi. Ba mu san yanda za mu yi ba, cita ne yana biya mana bukata gashi nan ba mu da abin biyan bukata dogara mu a wurin cita ne. Ku taimake mu inda hali, a fada ma gwamnati su taimake mu. Ba mu san yanda za mu yi ba.
Mun rasa muna nema ku gwamnati su taimake mu su duba yayin da za mu yi noma da yaya. Domin citan ya mutu yanzu ba mu san yanda za mu yi ba. Muna kawo kuka ku taimake mu.
Researchers told us next season we must the seed rhizomes, the ginger rhizome must be dressed with metalaxyl based fungicides before they plant, because it will take up to 2 years for it to go. Treating the soil, you know. So when we treat the seeds with and we dress the seeds with the fungicides, and then raised beds in the land preparation, so that there will be proper drainage. This fungi thrives in a damp area, so the more the dampness, the more it spreads, and it's airborne. That was why it spread like wildfire.
The soil they dry. The soil has become very acidic.
Oh, because of the chemical
they've been using over these years.
So this is what is going to happen to all our lands in Nigeria.
Yes.
If care is not taken.
Except we change to organic. Organic fertilizer. The chemical fertilizer has destroyed your farmlands. It's also affecting your health. Maybe you don't know. It's also affecting your health. Your waters are contaminated with the chemical fertilizers. But with the organic that the other president has promised to give to you, the organic will revive the soil. You will start enjoying your farmland again.
In the coming weeks and months, the GIIC is expected to liaise with both public and private sectors to not only provide the means of averting a recurrence, but getting funds from both private and public sectors, including development partners and donor agencies, to provide respite for ginger farmers that have been thrown into the valley of gloom over attacks unleashed on their farms.